All right, welcome. It's Friday, near the end of April. So there's been, I watched some other readers, psychic readers in the community, and some are predicting there might be some departures from the Supreme Court. Of interest, though, is the GOP nominated ones for me personally, so that's what we'll be taking a look at. So I'm doing this experiment, and I mean, this is an experiment. I have never put so many worry dolls in the same spread. Usually it's only one. But I did by color of pants. I did all the males on that side, on the so-called conservative side, and I use that term very loosely. And we have one female. So I listed or labeled all of the who had what colors, and so I have 6 going in, and we're just gonna throw in the works on this one. Throw in a lot of stuff. We'll see what happens. Usually I try to limit things, but on this one, just let's see who, and then we'll see who happens or who does what. All right, Supreme Court justices, the GOP nominated, 3 nominated by our former 45. It's kind of getting a little hot there, I think. Is anybody ready to depart before the next term? Supreme Court term starts in October, beginning of October. So the new term, I'm asking if they're leaving before the new term starts in October, which would be the 2023-24 term. So let's see, what do you want to tell us? And this method opens up to the ancestors. This can be the ancestors of our country, the ancestors representing previous Supreme Court justices. We open it up and we invite our ancestors in to speak with us and give us wisdom. And here we go. It's Friday afternoon. What do you have to tell us? Okay, so I don't study this, and it's always helpful to study things, but we're doing this for fun, so let's see how it's going. Let's start with the Firestone. So the Firestone is right here in fire. And this is, everything is okay. And right next to it is the Pearl of Fire, which can mean it's another version of fire. This is intense fire. And touching this is Red Pants. And Red Pants is Kavanaugh. And he's got a bunch of stones down. But because he's touching this and this is touching this, on the first blush, even though he might face scrutiny for ethics issues, I would say because he's touching this, and fire always means you're okay, I would say he probably is okay. Just a guess. And this is for fun. I haven't tried this. There's free will, it's their choice, and there's not a lot of likelihood that an impeachment would come their way, so this is just fun. Let's take a look at Roberts. He's light blue pants. So light blue pants is represented by Roberts. Oh boy. This is just fun. He's on top, if you can see this here, this is the Buddha. He's standing on the Buddha's belly, and the Buddha's touching the platform of power. And right under here, what is that? Oh, it's Santa Claus. That's like a hidden benefactor. This came up before. Santa Claus is like your Nazi memorabilia guy that takes you on trips. Santa Claus can come in many different forms. This is backing to the power of the Supreme Court, because this is the platform of power. He wants to stand on this place of he's wise. He tries to play this in-between role. But he has a working wife, and his wife gets money by handling recruiting for law firms. And it's a commission-based system. And she's one of the top earners and has been during the time period that there's a quote whistleblower for, although to be fair, the whistleblower has his own personal bias, but it is noted that she is in that position, and there's been lots and lots of money that's come through that way, and it would be an easy way for law firms that have business before the Supreme Court to be helping out the family income. Just saying, for entertainment purposes only. So right here is under this shell, here's Buddha, like standing on the wisdom. We're even, we're fair, we don't need any reform or help. And underneath this is the gun. There's a gun here at the fox, and there's an owl. This could be his wife's work. The fox could mean the work that you do, and the owl here, this could mean that there's more that will come out. People could start talking, when there's the interest and publication of the Supreme Court stories. It makes a journalist, this is the hot issue. If you want to get public, go find more stories. But this is fascinating. Okay, so you have Robert's pictured here, and right on his shoulder, literally standing on Robert's shoulder in the worry doll, is Pink Pants. And Pink Pants in this is, I have to look at my little cheat sheet, Alito. So Alito is trying to basically be number one or play Chief Justice, which I think is indicated by things he says. Take a higher position or basically ignore whatever Roberts might want in terms of his trying to act in a wise way. But right on the top of Alito's head is the airplane. And the airplane seems to be kind of going downhill. And next to it is a hammer. And off to the side here is the mineral stone in water. And this could be means the flow of the gift. Usually means you're talking, your gifts, It also is very much tied to the elephant ring represents the Republicans in this. This might indicate, don't know, and we'll have to see. This is just putting it on the record so we can track this and see what comes up when things happen, because we'll all know what happened. This is an indication that he could be departing, or his plane or his trajectory of what he wants to accomplish, flow of gift. So he definitely works with the interest of the Republican Party that are very far right and very, I would say, anti-woman and very pro extreme patriarchy. So his flow of gift is this, so it may be that he's not leaving. He's trying to stand on the shoulders and achieve these goals. But this gift, these things from this center, the whole concept of abortion and that being a political winner is taking a crash. And also, I think corporations might want to pick up the idea that getting tax breaks and combining and giving money to the evangelicals or supporting their cause or being in agreement with them politically, in the end, they'll eat you alive. So they won't play well once they get the power. So there might be some change here. Oh, I knocked this down. So let's keep going. Let's find somebody else, or we'll just, so here's the Firestone. So, and then we'll go to, now this is a weird one. This represents Thomas right here in the bright purple, and he's face up, a little worried. He's been under, this is Stories, and this represents Barrett. And for some reason, they're tied together all. He's face up and worried, and she's face down. I don't know why they have a connection. Alito recently included Barrett in a criticism of 3 women in his write-up about the Hippocratic Oath, the Misoprostone case that he wrote. He mentioned 3 women judges, 2 on the left side, and he also mentioned Barrett. So here's the number 3. So would this indicate there's 3 that are going? Let's keep looking. So Purple Pants over here has got a lot going on. Let's look at Purple Pants. So Purple Pants is Gorsh. And Purple Pants has kind of been hit lately with some talking. He's got some more information coming out about him. Here's the mermaid. Here's the microphone. This would be patriotic talk, country talk. The turtle's here with the justice. I think he might have some problems coming out that will be talked about. Maybe other than just the land deal in Colorado, might involve something to do with a woman or a woman, or a woman disclosing information about him. This is a little bit of a slow burn. The turtle's there. I'm not sure what this means. I don't know. He's got, because he's in the deep water, he has something secret that he wants hidden, but it's going to likely come out. It's not indicated here that he would leave the court. Except if you looked out here, this ring is empty and the blue, and I don't know that that means leaving, but that could mean boiling in a kettle or something fun like that. Then we look at, oh, I have 2 purple pants. How did I get 2 purple pants? Oh, I ended up with an extra one. I don't know why I got an extra worry doll in here. This could be a player that's related to, I think this represents, see how the hand is here, finding more evidence, having the gun here. Basically, somebody going after the information to have the wise owl and talk about what they see and discover, and that this kind of shoots, goes at Roberts in his neutral position. So the Earth Stone is here, and this is a new a movement or changing. This is the organization. This could be a change in the organizational structure, or basically the Senate committees going after. The Senate committees, they want to make peace, they want change, they want transformation. It's time now. There's some agreement or heartfelt issues to do this change. There's a 7 here. The egg is here, like it's a cracked egg. It can't be repaired. It's a sheep, like who's basically following who. Um, 7, I'm not sure what that means. We have 9 justices, 6 versus 3. Underneath this is the hummingbird and the microphone. What else is there? Oh, the ruler. The 7 could have to do with proposals, changes, support, negotiation. I'm not sure what that is. So there's certainly, and I love this one, this is gears and riding home, and here's the gold, and this is a braided ring with the blue. So there's certainly the group that calls for favors, tends to get what they want, and are basically kind of the underpinning and gears behind the court, and they do this with the money. Right here is the hand, here's the key that unlocks this. I'll have to study this for more time, because I threw everything in with the kitchen sink. But what I would say is there's a big effort for change. This could also mean that some might be in trouble with the DOJ or with the law in some ways. This usually means a indictment or summons. They feel like they have a shield up, a shield that protects them so that they can't be touched. But I don't know that isn't necessarily true. They just have traditionally not been touched. But it could be related to a spouse. And it's that was involved with January 6th. And it could be related to money or basically the Christian national groups that are I would say, depending on who leaves, maybe I would see 2 to 3, and I have no idea why Barrett and Thomas are tied together here, unless that's supposed to mean Justice Thomas's wife and they played a little game. But I would say two to 3 likely, and there is, and this is for entertainment purposes only, completely for fun, let's see, we're just speculating, and I would say there is some scrutiny related to the groups surrounding that have been supporting the court, or maybe related to someone's wife, and the money that gears up. So when if they start pulling the threads on the money, then it becomes a DOJ issue. And when you keep pulling the threads, it's hard to not pull them to be pulled in also. So the deep water is here. Here's the subspace portal. There's a lot that is known about connections to groups and funding MAGA, and all of this underscores, when you have, we're going to do Ted Cruz next, when you have Ted Cruz, who ran for president, who's a major state's senator, who proposed that there could be a commission basically to find another way of keeping Trump in power without any evidence, and knows there's no evidence, and knows that this is really I'm going to start using 4-letter words, but in any case, this goes deep. This isn't just about Trump. This isn't just about the guys that went into the Capitol on January 6th. I think there's lots of J6ers. The J6ers that didn't actually physically go into the Capitol, all those come under Jack Smith's purview and his scope of being special counsel. And just as a reminder, in the news sometimes, Garland really signed off to Jack Smith to make decisions. He checks back in about following the departmental guidelines, and I'm sure he checks in with them, but really those decisions are with Jack Smith. Okay, have a happy Friday. A lot of what will happen is dependent on the Supreme Court, because it's very difficult to predict what the Supreme Court will do in terms of following law, because they really have gone off, some of them particularly have gone off the deep end. And when you had Alito and you had the court not basically dismissing this drug case immediately for standing and entertaining it, that it continued anymore, it's a sign that the rule of law and the basic tenets of law of having standing, they're not being followed. And this is why you see Alito standing on this isn't wise, it isn't law, but Alito is basically taking control to achieve what he wants to achieve versus achieve an agenda for the conservatives, because we have the power. Alito has stepped up and has taken over in terms of wanting to dominate. This is sunsetting, though. This is very reassuring. On this crazy time of doing this is sunsetting. This is not going to continue. So happy Friday, and I'll be back with Ted Cruz next.